The wind howled across the tarmac as President Donald Trump stepped out of Marine One. Flashbulbs popped in a frenzy. A military band played a subdued tune in the background. Lined up in formation stood dozens of Marines, each one upright and proud, awaiting the Commander-in-Chief's arrival at Camp Grayson. Among them was 22-year-old Corporal Noah Reyes, his jaw tightly clenched, his dark eyes steady. Unlike many around him, he wasn't jittery or excited. The energy buzzed all around, but inside, Noah was still. Today, the president was inspecting the troops, shaking hands with each Marine, a moment most would remember forever. As Trump made his way down the line, he extended his hand to Noah like he had with every other Marine. But Noah didn't reach out. He maintained his salute, standing rigid, his eyes locked straight ahead, expression unreadable. A wave of silence swept the field. The president's hand hung in the air for a second, caught mid-gesture. His eyes flickered with confusion, but Noah didn't move. Trump, composed as always, slowly lowered his hand and continued down the line. Behind the cameras, officers exchanged alarmed glances. A general muttered under his breath, "What the hell was that?" Noah remained motionless. His pulse raced, not from fear but from resolve. He hadn't refused the handshake out of disrespect. It was deeper than that, rooted in something personal. Even as headlines began forming and social media boiled over with speculation, no one yet knew the truth. Noah didn't care about public opinion. What mattered was finally within reach. A platform to speak for the voiceless, a moment to expose what had haunted his family for years. First, though, he would have to face the fallout. After the ceremony, the Marines were dismissed. The last note from the band had barely faded when Master Sergeant Caldwell approached, his expression stern. "Office. Now." In the debriefing room, Caldwell slammed the door behind them. "You ignored a direct gesture from the Commander-in-Chief. Explain yourself." Noah stood firm. "With respect, sir, I had personal reasons." "Personal feelings don't belong in uniform," Caldwell snapped. Noah's voice trembled with emotion. "It's not about politics. It's about my brother." Caldwell blinked. "Your brother?" "Lance Corporal Miguel Reyes. Killed in action in Kandahar, but it wasn't enemy fire. It was friendly fire, and it was covered up. No one was ever held responsible." Caldwell's face softened slightly. "We never got closure. I joined the Marines to honor him. When I saw the president, I thought, this might be my only shot to get his attention." Caldwell sighed. "This is going straight up the chain. Be ready." "I've been ready," Noah said. Outside, the narrative was already spiraling. "Marine snubs Trump. Disrespect or protest?" blared the headlines. Pundits argued. Social media exploded. Some called Noah a hero, others wanted him discharged. But no one mentioned Miguel. Noah sat alone in the barracks, staring at a folded American flag, Miguel's flag. His brother had joined the Marines straight out of high school. A kind, joyful soul who helped neighbors and cracked jokes in voice notes every weekend. But in Kandahar, something went horribly wrong. The official report said, enemy engagement. But tucked away in Miguel's belongings was a letter he'd never meant to send. It hinted that the truth was different. A misfire. A fatal error. A cover-up to shield a senior officer's reputation. Noah had kept that letter. He and his mother wrote to officials, demanded answers. But there was only silence. Now the media painted him as either rebellious or rude. No one understood the truth. In the corner, Corporal Harris finally spoke up. "The press wants your statement. You gonna speak?" Noah shook his head. "I didn't do this for attention. I did it for Miguel." "Then maybe it's time to tell that story," Harris said. 2 days later, a knock came at the barracks. Lieutenant Gaines entered briskly. "Corporal Reyes, the White House has requested your presence. The president wants a private meeting." Noah's breath caught. Not a reprimand. A meeting. "Yes, sir." He boarded a government jet, Miguel's letter tucked safely in his pocket. As the engines roared, he whispered to himself, "I'll find the truth, Miguel. I promise." Inside the Oval Office, Trump stood behind the resolute desk. 2 aides stood by silently. "Corporal Reyes," the president began, "you didn't take my hand. Want to tell me why?" Noah nodded, steadying his breath. "Yes, sir. It's about my brother, Lance Corporal Miguel Reyes. He was killed in Kandahar, but not how the report says. I believe it was friendly fire, and I believe it was covered up." He handed over the worn letter. Trump read it carefully, the tension in his face barely shifting, but his eyes darkened. "This was hidden?" "Yes, sir. We tried everything to get answers. No one listened." Trump looked up. "And you thought refusing my handshake would make someone pay attention?" "No, sir. I hoped it would make someone care." Trump was quiet. Then slowly he nodded. "You were right." Turning to his aides, he ordered, "I want this investigated, quietly and thoroughly. If there's truth to this, we'll find it." "I'm sorry about your brother," he added, "and I respect what you did." Noah, holding back emotion, nodded. For the first time in years, he felt hope. Within days, an internal task force began reviewing Miguel's case. Deep in a classified archive, they uncovered Incident 46B, a friendly fire mishap rewritten under Lieutenant Colonel Brenner's orders. The truth had been erased to protect one man's career. Miguel had been helping a wounded civilian when he was mistakenly shot by his own unit. The cover-up had been orchestrated days later. As Noah listened to the report, tears filled his eyes. "So he died a hero, and they buried that?" "Yes," said the official, "but not anymore." In a surprise press conference, President Trump took the podium. "I want to address Corporal Noah Reyes. His quiet act gave us reason to dig deeper." He held up a photo of Miguel. "This Marine was failed by the very system meant to honor him. But today, that wrong is being made right." Reporters gasped. Cameras clicked wildly. "Corporal Reyes reminded us what integrity truly means," Trump continued. "Speaking truth, even when it costs you." The full story spread. Noah returned to Camp Grayson. Master Sergeant Caldwell met him with a rare smile. "You've been promoted, Sergeant Reyes. Effective immediately." Noah gave a small nod. "Thank you, sir. But I didn't do this for rank." "I know," Caldwell said quietly. At the evening formation, a flag was placed in Noah's hands. A new one. Miguel's name stitched correctly. Records amended. An official apology included. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Noah whispered, "You were right, Miguel. The truth does matter." "Back home," his mother cried, watching the news. "They finally said his name right," she whispered. Noah held her close. She placed Miguel's photo on the mantel, no longer just a memory, but now a legacy remembered, with honor. Days later, Noah received a package. Inside was Miguel's posthumous Silver Star, quietly awarded, never delivered. Along with it, a handwritten note from President Trump. "Some things can't be undone, but truth can always be honored." Noah held the medal tightly. Then he wrote an open letter. "I didn't refuse a handshake to dishonor a man. I did it to honor my brother. Truth doesn't wear a uniform. It lives in the heart. Speak up, even when it costs you." The letter went viral. Veterans, families, and strangers reached out. "Thank you," many wrote. "We needed this." At a memorial, a young recruit whispered, "You gave me courage to ask what happened to my uncle." "Don't stop asking," Noah replied. "Silence protects no one." Even critics acknowledged it wasn't political. It was about integrity, and the noise faded. At Miguel's grave, Noah placed the Silver Star gently beside the headstone. "They finally know Miguel." He saluted. For the first time, peace replaced the weight on his shoulders. Noah's new orders weren't for combat. He was assigned to a task force reviewing mishandled cases. "We're cleaning house, Miguel," he said, smiling. 6 more cases were uncovered. Each time, Noah wrote the families personally. The truth rippled outward, quiet but powerful. A new wing of the National Memorial was unveiled. Truth restored. Miguel's name was there, alongside others who had been forgotten. At a fundraiser, Trump approached Noah. This time, Noah extended his hand. The president took it firmly. Nothing more was said. The moment said everything. Noah later launched a foundation